Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Good News Wednesday show. I'm Karen Donovan, your host here tonight to bring a little smile to your face and a little extra fun to get you through the rest of your week. That's why we do it on Wednesdays. Tonight, I'm wondering if you guys thought about making some New Year's resolutions and if things are still going okay 5 days later into the new year. We're going to be talking about that tonight on strategies for a happy life. So if you're like me, you often think, well, it's the new year. I'm going to start this off right. And then a couple of days into it, bam, back to the same old, same old. It gets a little discouraging, but this year, Joe and I decided to try something a little different. So instead of doing our New Year's resolutions, we went through our values, because here's the thing about values. If you are living your values, you know your deepest heart's desires, the things that you want to stand for as a human being, the way that you want people to remember you by, then if you have that as a good foundation, your resolutions will follow because those will be your goals that are based on your values. Does that make sense? It's making sense to me since I started going through the happiness trap, which we've been reading together and covering on our Monday morning wake up blog email that I send out. And if you'd like a copy of that, shoot me an email at karen@homesbydonovan.com and I'll be glad to send you a free, no obligation copy. So anyway, what are values? And well, we all know, you value the values that you have. Maybe you value trust. Maybe you value hard work. Maybe you value happiness or humor. I know I have a lot of things that I could think of, and especially if presented with a big long list, it could get a little confusing. So we came upon in the happiness trap, and I have put a link in the chat and the comments in both Facebook and YouTube. And if it's not there, I'll double check it afterwards and you can come back. But I put a link to a list of values that our friend Russ Harris, who wrote The Happiness Trap, has designed. And it sort of looks like this, which you can't read, obviously, on the screen. And I could barely read looking at it. But, there's things like acceptance, adventure, challenge, equality, fairness, friendliness, honesty, a lot of good values there. And what he has you do is to go through, he's got about 58 listed to be exact, and then 2 of your own that you can put in. So you go through there, and now he's got a system, and this makes it a lot easier. If you say that's something that is very much like you put a V, very much important to you. If it's quite important to you, you put a Q. And then if it's not very important, you put an N. All right, now you get to the end and you've kind of run through these, and he has a definition of each topic. Like, for example, let me get my glasses on here. order, to be orderly and organized. Responsibility, to be responsible and accountable for my actions. So he does give a definition of each of the topics. Now, once you're done, you're going to find that you have probably maybe 15. I think I had about 15 that had a V. Now you go through the ones with the V and pick out 6. Now that's a little hard to do, but think about times in your life when something made you like really fulfilled and happy. And maybe one of those values triggered that. Think about that. Something that, made you feel like your life was worthwhile. Like, you did something, to help somebody, or you created something. So those kind of things will help you to determine your top 6 values, and you'll narrow it down. And then once you've got those core values, guess what? Then it makes it a lot easier to make some resolutions or some goals, right? So I don't know what yours are. Mine ended up being, didn't surprise me. Friendliness, contribution, creativity, humor, kindness, persistence. And then I added one of my own, which was optimism, which was the intro in our Wednesday show here tonight, which was optimism and having a good thought that if you did something for someone and passed it on, what goes around comes around, as they say. So think about it. Think about it in the next week or so, and especially if your resolutions, your New Year's resolutions aren't really going all that great. Maybe you want to retreat and regroup and check out the values. And if you can't find it on our link on our website and whatnot, just Google it and you'll find, a list of that. There's all kinds of lists of values, but get a big one because some of them are very interesting. There's some of them that are like almost the same, but they encompass 2 goals, almost 2 things, at the same time, like contribution. That's, obviously being kind to people, but also making a difference in the world, for example. I thought that was a good one. And it aided me in narrowing down my goal, my values. So check it out. See what you think. See what you think about who you want to be as a human being, how you want to live your life. And quite possibly it might make your New Year's resolutions go a little smoother. Just our tip for tonight on strategies for a happy life. And now on to a burning question that you and others have had. Okay, so here's the thing. We continue our theme of values. This is a little bit of a twist on values, but what kind of online values can we get when we go shopping that can compete with the big A? And when I'm talking about the big A, I'm talking about Amazon. If you haven't seen the Amazon truck in your neighborhood or at your front door over the holidays, then you haven't been looking outside. Anyway, what do you do? How do you, is this a monopoly? Are we going to be only shopping with Amazon for the rest of our lives? I know that unfortunately they've probably put a lot of the brick and mortar stores out of business. This disturbs many people. However, there are choices. There are always choices. So I did a little research and I came up with a few. One in particular is a new idea and it kind of surprised me. So let's check it out. First of all, if you go shopping, if you ever went shopping on Amazon for food, why try Instacart instead. I will tell you why. Because Instacart, delivers the same day. And Amazon is usually the next day. So, and especially with food, that could be rather crucial. All right, so Instacart, and Instacart is obviously at most grocery stores. It's a little bit tedious when you first start because you've got to put in all your items, but then once you've got them in there saved, it's a piece of cake. All right, that's number one. Now, number two, it doesn't surprise me a whole heck of a lot, but actually Target has a great online site and the shopping there is easy. There's a big selection. They obviously deliver, and you can also drive up to the store and get it. Okay. Number three, coming in at number three, we have Walmart. Again, I actually shopped at Walmart yesterday, and I'm doing a little renovation on a house and needed some supplies and got some great buys, picked them out, and one of them I had to pick up at the store because it was a heavy item, and the other two are being delivered tomorrow. And the other stores were going to take like 2 weeks. So Walmart. Now, number four, coming in at number four, and I'm sure that you've heard of this. There are the sites where they will actually, once you've got the extension, like the Chrome extension on your computer, it will keep track of everything that you want to go shopping for, and then it will look and see if there's any place else where it can be cheaper. Now, I know Honey does that. There's a couple of them. This new one, Capital One, and they have coupons, and you sign up in your Chrome extensions, and it will keep track. Like if you're on, I checked it out. I was looking at just, as an example, a Keurig coffee maker, and on Amazon it was $69, and it was going to take 2 days to get to me, and they found it elsewhere for $48, including shipping, and it was going to come basically the same time. So check them out for some online shopping values, a burning question that you needed to know the answer to. If you have another question that you'd like me to answer, and usually it's something about real estate in some way, shape, or form, shoot me an email, Karen@homesbydonovan.com. And if I don't know the answer, I will research it and put it on the show. Thanks a lot. And now for what everybody has been waiting for tonight, and I've gotten exactly 5 comments already about when are we going to do this next segment. Okay, it's time for all of you smart people out there to join in for the trivia contest. Every week we send out a little invite in our Monday morning wake up blog newsletter and give you a sneak peek at what the question is so that you can figure out the answer before Wednesday. So if you didn't get your newsletter, shoot me an email at Karen@homesbydonovan.com, and I'll be glad to send you a complimentary copy. You can unsubscribe at any time. I promise not to spam you. You can also click like and subscribe in my YouTube channels and like on Facebook, and please comment. Feel free to comment, ask me questions. I'd be glad to answer if I can. Now, we have had a number of famous people pass away. You know, it seems at the holiday time. I don't know why, but they seem to, increase a little bit. And of course, with COVID going on, that's unfortunately nothing new. But we lost our good friend Betty White this New Year's Eve. She was just, I think, 2.5 weeks shy of her 100th birthday, which is really phenomenal. So I was thinking, what were the values that Betty White had that possibly might have caused her to live such a long life? And I'm sure that you would want to know the answer to this question. So here is the trivia question for this week. I lost my drum. My husband took my drum back. He's playing the congas now, along with his regular drums and everything else he plays. All right, so here we go. Betty White. What was the value that Betty White had during her long career? A, compassion. B, trust. C, independence. Or D, all of the above. Oh, Karen, that's easy. Well, I'm not going to tell you yet. You've got to listen. Was it compassion? Let's just see. Let's think about Betty White's life. I did a little research. I learned a lot of stuff here. She was into animal rights, and she was a pet enthusiast. She was worked for the Los Angeles Zoo Commission. I didn't know that. And then she also was into an advocate for animal rights with dogs. She served as a judge at the 2011 American Humane Hero Dog Awards ceremony in Beverly Hills, and also a judge with Whoopi Goldberg for the American Humane's Hero Dogs Award channel that same year. So now this is interesting. She also, on her show, this was a long time ago. This was back before many of you were born. In 1954, I mean, this lady's amazing. She was on television for, I think, over 60 years. There was a show that was on TV. It wasn't like the Golden Girls or Mary Tyler Moore. It was before then. And she had on her show a black dancer named Arthur Duncan. And unfortunately, things haven't changed too much. She was asked to remove him from the show because it was just a scandal to have a black dancer on the show in 1954. And she just said, live with it. And she featured him more until they finally canceled her show. How do you like that? That's pretty bad, right? And then this is really cool. 63 years later, in 2017, Duncan, the same guy, Arthur Duncan, who was a black dancer, as I said, appeared on the Little Big Shots Forever Young show and performed and came out with Betty White 63 years later. See, that'll teach you. So was Betty White compassionate? I kind of think so. Animal rights, racial injustice. Yep. Sounds to me like A, she was. Now, what about B? Trust. Let's see. She, check this out. So Ted Danson worked with her, and he said the cool thing about Betty was, not that she could come out with all these jokes and quips and funny things, but that every day she wakes up and chooses the way that she wants to live. I would say that's being trustworthy, being true to yourself, being true to others. And guess what? America's poll, there was a poll done from Reuters, and the most popular trustworthy celebrities. Guess who was number one? You got it. If you guessed Betty White. There's all kinds of trivia in here tonight, folks. Betty White was the number one most trusted celebrity. And they stated that people, if someone from the Golden Girls, well, I don't know about all the Golden Girls, but if someone from the Golden Girls recommended a product, the public would buy it because they trusted them. Okay. And now, just as an aside, I just would like to say that Betty White, here's who she beat out. Number 2 was Tom Hanks. Number 3 was Sandra Bullock. Number 4 was Morgan Freeman. And Oprah and Taylor Swift were tied for number 6. So that says a lot. I think she was trusted. So B is correct, trust. Now, what about independence? Okay, so this is really funny. Of course, Betty White is known for her humor and about making quips and thinking on her feet and all those cool kind of things. Did you know what her philosophy was about her diet? Guess what kind of food she ate? Okay, I'm waiting. French fries, hot dogs, potato chips, and Diet Coke. How do you like that? Lived to be almost 100 years old. Unbelievable. Do you think she was independent? I think so. She didn't. I thought for sure it was going to be. She said she never ate any green foods. Oh my. Anyway, so that's Betty White. The answer, of course, is all of the above. She had all of those qualities, all of those values. If you'd like to play this coming week, don't forget to shoot me an email, Karen@homesbydonovan.com, and you'll get in your Monday morning wake up, along with a treasure trove of other great things, you'll get free entry form to our Monday trivia contest, our Fun Day Monday trivia contest. So that's it for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining me this first week of the new year. Happy 2022 to everybody. I hope that you take care this coming week, that you be safe, and that you continue to make it a great week. Bye-bye. See you next time.
It's the Good News Wednesday show. Come on, kids.